Hey, what it do? This is your boy, KQKC Boxing Network, and yes, I be working. And yes, this is another edition of Boxing Updates. We're talking about Ryan Garcia. We're talking about Golden Boy himself. We are talking about Instagram boxer himself. We're talking about the one that was a mandatory that asked, please take it back. That Ryan Garcia. Now, of course, Ryan Garcia insists that he will beat Gervonta Tank Davis. But, of course, his promoter, Floyd Mayweather Jr., says he wants to keep him fighting in-house. In other words, at PBC and with his company. Now, Ryan says Tank Davis doesn't like taking on anybody tough because it's not in his nature. Okay, now I'm gonna hold it right there. Now, Ryan Garcia, please stop. All right, stop. It's not in your nature to fight anyone tough like Gervonta Davis. Now, I will say this, Gervonta Davis is a smaller fighter in stature, but he can punch. No doubt about it, he can punch. And Ryan, you cannot punch. What you've been doing on the films for that little 4-5 seconds, you cannot and you will never be able to do that inside that square circle because you're not that gifted. You flat-footed and you pretty much stand straight up with your chin up in the air, ready for someone pretty much to knock you out. In other words, you'll be a tailor-made for Gervonta Davis. Now, I'm going to go on a limb before I get through. I'm going to go on a limb and go out and say that I believe Floyd Mayweather. Now, I believe Floyd. Now, first of all, Floyd, we know that he has, years? We're talking about 2 decades in the sport of boxing. We're talking about a defensive fighter. We're talking about one of the best welterweights out there in the history of welterweights. And yes, of course, he fall in the class with Sugar Ray Leonard and all those welterweights. Now, of course, like Sugar Ray Leonard, he went up to 154. Well, pretty much you know the history of Floyd Mayweather. You know the history of Sugar Ray Leonard. So I don't have to keep going on and on about this. But Ryan Garcia is a lightweight. And Gervonta Davis, yes, he did fight one of the 140-pounders that really wasn't the number one 140-pounder. But come on, Ryan. You know damn well Floyd is not going to put his star of fighter that he has over in Mayweather on promotions, actually the only one he got really, and let him go out there, knock you out, and that's it. First of all, it would make Gervonta Davis look bad. Because first of all, they're going to say, oh, Gervonta Davis, that's an easy fight. Oh man, Gervonta Davis going to knock him out in the first round. Man, that ain't nothing, right? So, other words, Gervonta Davis has fought still for competition. Now, I will say Leo Santa Cruz is a better fighter than Ryan Garcia. No doubt about it. He throws, we talking about 100-plus punches per round. Now, of course, Gervonta Davis was pretty much waiting for him and trying that uppercut, that shovel jab, and he worked on it. He saw it coming, and he pretty much landed it right on Leo Santa Cruz, and he knocked him out. Now, let's finish. Let's see what Ryan's talking about, all right? Feel me, all right? Now, of course, Ryan Garcia said it's not in Gervonta Davis' nature to fight bigger fighters or talented fighters like himself. Bullshit. Now, of course, Ryan Garcia is 21-0, 18 KOs. But it sounds good, don't it, my people? But if you go into the resume, if you look at the names, if you look at the fighters that he fought, you will say, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I understand why he's undefeated. Okay, Oscar pretty much cherry-picked all his opponents. I mean, can anybody say do no? Now, please, are you really going to go there? Now, Luke Campbell pretty much is a good fighter, but, you know, he pretty much is not that talented fighter. The last fight that he had before Ryan Garcia, that took a lot out of him, and pretty much that pretty much ended his career, really. Now, of course, now we're talking about Manny Pacquiao. Now, we know Ryan Garcia lied about that. Now, Ryan was on Instagram Live on Wednesday. And that was today. Again, peppered by boxing fans for failing to get a fight against Tank Davis and Manny Pacquiao. First of all, you weren't gonna get Manny Pacquiao, all right? That's just out the question. You weren't gonna get him, so we might as well just go ahead and get to the nitty motherfucker and gritty, all right? You weren't gonna get him. Now, at this point, no one believes that Ryan Garcia would be either of those guys, or Devin Haney, or Teofimo Lopez. Hell, Rolly Marrero, Jojo Diaz, Javier Fortuna. Oh, can anybody say Lomachenko? Come on. Let's keep this real. Cause I'm trying not to laugh through this video. All right, I'm trying to just give y'all the boxing update. All right, this is a boxing update, and yes, we are talking about Ryan Garcia. We are talking about Ryan Garcia is pretty much saying that it's not in Gervonta Davis' nature to fight stiff competition like himself. Well, don't laugh too hard. All right, now these were the two guys that number two WBC Ryan spent months calling out. Right? Remember that, y'all. Listen at me. Now, walk with me. Talk with me. Now, of course, he spent months calling them out, saying he was going to battle recently. But when neither of those fights transpired, the 23-year-old Golden Boy promoter, King Ryan, was left with no one. Now, this year, Ryan defeated Luke Campbell by a 7th round knockout, and that was back in January in a WBC 135-pound title eliminator. But after becoming a mandatory to the WBC lightweight champion Devin Haney, that's right, the Devin Haney is an email bench. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Rolly Marrero. Okay. This is Ryan Garcia. Okay. Both of them should fight each other because both of them is like a C- fighter. But let's move on. Now, of course, it was Devin Haney. Now, Ryan opted not to take the fight because he wanted to fight Tank Davis. Oh, wow. Okay, Ryan. That was a good move. But fans think Ryan Garcia chickened out after he became Haney's WBC mandatory. Having the WBC belt would mean a lot for Ryan and his credits that he chose not to take advantage of the opportunity he had. Yeah, Ryan, what happened? Okay, I would love to have 3, but the way my career has been going, it's been 1 or 2, saying Ryan Garcia on Instagram on how many fights he'll like per year. Okay, you know why it's 1 or 2? Because you got a shitty ass promoter. You have a promoter that don't know what he want to be, a man or a woman allegedly. He don't know how he want to dress like a man or a woman allegedly. So there you go. And number 2, he's not giving you the tough fights. He's not giving you a ultimatum. But what he's doing is he's pretty much throwing you over to Maurice Sulaiman, and he is promoting you. He is protecting you. Anybody can say Oscar Valdez, Canelo Alvarez, Eddie Reynoso, Andy Ruiz. Okay, yeah, he fall in that bunch. All right. Now, of course, we know Ryan Garcia pretty much didn't or wasn't going to fight Manny Pacquiao. It just wasn't going to happen. He lied, and he lied like twice. Matter of fact, Manny Pacquiao, I would say advisor of the Pacquiao promotions, he had to step in and say, look, stop lying on Manny Pacquiao. You're not going to fight him. There's never been any talks about a fight. Matter of fact, you say it one more time, we will take suit of slander. Now, of course, we know that will happen. Now, of course, that's when Ryan Garcia closed his goddamn mouth. Now, of course, he said, I want to KO everyone. I don't discriminate. Everyone I want to KO. I do beat Gervonta Davis, but he's not going to fight anybody outside of the Mayweather promotions, is what Floyd said. Oh, okay. Now, if you believe that, you might just be right. Yes, because Floyd knows that Ryan Garcia is not a threat. He knows Ryan Garcia is an easy fight. Now, we know that's not going to help Gervonta Davis' career. It's not going to move him up not one iota. Yes, Ryan Garcia is undefeated, but Ryan Garcia is not a threat. Ryan Garcia will get knocked down. Now, like Luke Campbell knocked him down. So I can see Floyd Mayweather. Because, see, people, you have to understand, it's a strategy thing. Now, if he sit there and go and fight someone that's a lesser boxer, let me put it that way, than he is, then he's going to look like he's cherry picking. He's going to look like he don't want the real deal or the real smoke. Let me put it that way. So Floyd did what I call a business move and a pretty much a promotional move. In other words, he promoted his fighter to be the best. And only way to be the best, you have to fight the best. Now, of course, yes, you can mask that shit, right? You can mask trying to be the best and say you are the best and you want to fight the best. But then again, Floyd probably turned down Ryan Garcia. Now, that's what the problem is. That's where the problem come in at. No, of course, Ryan Garcia don't have that talent like Gervonta Davis have. Gervonta Davis can fight on the inside. He can fight on the outside. So, now, of course, Instagram, as usual, because that's all he does, stay on Instagram. That's why he want to retire at a young age. So, basically, he's full of shit. Okay, my people. Now, Floyd gave that away, he said. He doesn't want to fight anybody tough. Now, that's what Ryan Garcia keeps saying. It's just not in his tank nature, I guess, said Ryan Garcia. Now, of course, what's in your nature, Ryan? Who have you fought? And let's keep this in perspective now. I'm not a Gervonta Davis fanboy. I'm just laying out the facts. And this is the facts. Gervonta Davis is a better fighter than Ryan Garcia. I mean, facts is facts. He's a harder puncher than Ryan Garcia. Facts are facts. Now, Ryan talked up a good game. He want to fight Manny Pacquiao and Devin Haney. He don't want to fight Devin Haney. And no one really want to fight Devin Haney. It's not because of his power. It's because that he does have great lateral movement, and it do make you look amateur. It do make you look like you pretty much it's no skills. So therefore, Jojo Diaz, he pretty much ran away. Ryan Garcia ran away. So it is what it is, my people. All right. Now, Ryan promoters made the mistake of putting him in with someone good like Gervonta Davis or Devin Haney or Lomachenko or Teofimo Lopez that could be destroying their little golden goose. I'm sorry, people. That's just how it is. That's how Golden Boy looked at it. See, Golden Boy Promotion was supposed to be setting up a fight between Ryan and Jojo Diaz, but there's been no word of that will happen. Now, of course, back in July, Diaz Jr. called out Ryan after replacing him as the opponent for Javier Fortuna. He dropped out of that. Now, of course, that was in a DAZN fight. But here we are 2 months later and still no fight. All right? Now, Golden Boy isn't even talking about the fight at this point. Because, you know why? Because Oscar worried about his ass. He's not worried. He's worried about trying to fight fight himself. You know, he need money to pay the bills. He need money to buy that new red dress. You know, all that shit. So that's why he's not doing his job. Just like the WBC. They're not doing their job. All they're doing is making belts. They're not enforcing laws. They're not enforcing mandatories. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And it looks like Ryan is done for the year. So there you go. There it is. All right? Now, that is boxing updates. That's straight out of the mouth of your boy, KQKC Boxing Network. Ryan Garcia will not be fighting no more this year. Hell, he only fight once this year, if you want to be honest. Now, of course, he is a big ass liar. Now, if you go back and look at everyone that he called out, he did not. I say and I repeat once again, he did not step in that square circle with neither one of those fighters I just named. Now, one of my subscribers had a great idea. How about Rolly Romero? How about Rolly Romero fight Ryan Garcia? Now, that would be a good fight. Okay, they both on the same level. Now, I don't know if they both pretty much has issues with their mentality, but still, I think that would be a good fight. Now, I would like to say thank you to all my supporters. I would like to say thank you. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you do. If you haven't subscribed to KQKC, make sure you do that right now. And with that, I appreciate you. And with that, I say shout out. Ooh, shout out to the almighty LDBC. If you don't know, now you know. The Lions Den boxing community. And with that, I say shout out to the almighty subscribers and moderators of none other than the network. And this has been Boxing Updates from your boy, KQKC, the singing OG. I'm on. I am on to the next one. Peace and love. I'm out.